Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Broke Boy Gaming. Today we have a lot of people with us. We have Jared, we have Randy, we have Matt, we have Seth, and Ethan is back, and we're talking about BE3. Now, this is a very... Oh, I think someone's at the door. Hello?
Hello, sir. May I interest you in our Lord and Savior, God... damn it.
God,
Butchered it. That's all right. That's all right, everyone.
Jared,
Today,
this sounds like...
I'm thinking.
This sounds like
supposed
we're
to be...
about to do a fucking porno.
Today we're
No,
talking
no,
about
no.
God Howard, a.k.a. Todd Howard, the Messiah.
Howard.
The
God
prince
Howard.
Excuse me, sir. Can I interest you in our Lord and Savior, Todd Howard?
Todd Howard, the Messiah of gaming, the prince that was promised.
Yo,
Azor
whose man's?
Ahai, the Messiah of the gaming.
He admitted it didn't
The
work.
creator of the Oblivion Crisis and the formulator of the vaults.
Formulator.
Formulator. Oh my gosh.
Can we,
But yeah,
now,
so
for this,
Let's just keep it.
do we do this in order? Do we
yeah,
just, like,
so we're just gonna go down in order really quick. Of pretty much everyone in Discord. So like I'll just do the intro, go first, and then Jared, then Randy, then Matt, then Seth, then Ethan, and then we can kind of just keep going down the list like that. Since there's 6 of us, like I said,
There's hella people.
yeah, there's a lot of us, so we're gonna try to keep it short today. We understand normally there's normally only like 4 of us, but Bethesda's conference, it was interesting. The beginning was kind of sort of all right with the whole Rage music number, but
Bro,
overall,
quit being modest, bro. Quit being modest.
it was-
that Rage musical number had nothing to do with Rage. Rage has a serious undertone to it, and then you have this, fuck, I don't know what the hell his name was, but yeah,
Andrew WK.
yeah, coming on stage, just doing a musical number without any visuals going along with it, other than an actual conference. It was very strange because in the other conferences when they had a musical number, they had some sort of gameplay to pair it with, But this one is just like a straight up musical number, and it's like it doesn't
Jared,
match.
are you ready?
I remember that because like it went to the crowd and they're all like,
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, and you had like people like awkwardly like trying to dance along like it was good music, but it's not. So it's just weird. It was strange.
Yeah, it was.
So,
I don't think it was necessary.
Yeah, but that's like the first half was just like weird and like bad, and then when Pete Hines had Todd Howard come on stage, then it was all safe. But we're gonna talk about the shit first.
Yeah, let's dive into to pretty much Rage 2. What did you think about it? We'll start off with Jared and go down the list, like I said. Jared, what were your initial thoughts of Rage 2?
I mean, did anybody ask for this?
Technically,
I don't know.
no.
I like the explosions.
Damn.
Erosions. I mean, explosions.
I like the explosions.
If you want explosions, just go play fucking Torg's Campaign of Carnage and Borderlands, bro.
But honestly, did you see those? Did you see those graphics in Rage 2's explosions,
it was
bro?
pretty average.
Erosions. I mean, explosions.
But did you see that depth of field to make it look even more real?
Wow.
Every first-person game is depth of field.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but did you see the graphics?
I mean,
With the Andrew WK?
Oh my god. That's was that his name? The guy who was performing?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
Andrew WK, bro.
I don't know who that is.
I mean, I don't actually know him.
nobody does.
It was like,
I know of him.
You don't know Andrew WK? The Colossus of Clouds? The Colossus of Clouds? The Great Bambino.
Stop.
Oh my god, you mean this is the same guy?
Hey.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I don't. Okay, so if you remember, there was those 2 spokesman guys. They came up and they forgot their lines. You guys remember that? There was that awkward pause for a solid 2 minutes of them not speaking. It was just
Tall guy,
really,
short guy.
it was odd. It was very strange. Yeah, that was too unusual. It's like okay, you guys are the head developers in a game. Even if there's no teleprompter, you should be able to explain to us what the fuck your game is about. Honestly, There was like
Maybe
no
they were
reason
just
for
stage fright. I don't know. I
What do you mean
mean,
stage fright, dude? They're freaking no, dude. If they had stage, no.
or is
Not
this
with
the
a big,
typical
not
IT
with,
guys who just don't really
not
talk
with,
to people?
not with a big company like that, dude. And like a dev, a lead dev is supposed to be a people person, bro. If they have stage problems, I don't know how they're the dev.
Like Todd Howard.
Todd Howard has no.
Our
Todd
Lord
Howard,
and Savior.
Todd Howard is a beautiful man.
He really, that dude does not age. Like
he
him
does
and
not-
Sakurai do not
It's
age at all.
yeah. I looked up how
They
old he
don't.
was. Todd Howard is like 47. It's like no, he's not, but he is.
No,
like-
he's not.
It's like it's weird. It's strange.
Todd
but-
Howard, what's your secret? L'Oreal, because I'm worth it.
Oh my god. No, and then it's like okay, but back to Rage. I didn't really know. I wasn't feeling it. It looked like serious Borderlands, but it's like
Remind me of Mad Max.
it looked like
Yeah.
Borderlands. It looked like Borderlands combined with Mad Max, except nothing goofy. That's what it looked like. Because
Yeah.
like both of those games have like goofy things in them, except for Rage.
It's
weird.
kind of like if you were to like drop like Green Day in the middle of like the apocalypse.
That's exactly what it feels like.
That's literally like and like I like Green Day is one of my favorite bands, but like that's how I felt. I was like I felt like they just like dropped Green Day in the middle of this post-apocalyptic thing and just I don't know.
It made no sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Matt, what was your take on it?
I mean, for me, I agree with the Mad Max. I feel like it's a type of game that sure it's gonna be fun. I don't know how into it people are gonna be though.
But are you ready to rage? That's the question.
I mean, I play enough video games. I'm always ready to rage.
Yeah. But yeah, Seth.
Wait.
And what's up?
Randy, you got some input?
No,
or what?
Randy's. Oh, he's
Okay,
back.
all right. Yeah. I just came back. All right.
Hello.
What did I miss?
Rage 2. What do you think?
Rage 2.
Explosions.
No, but what do you actually think? Though?
Well, I thought Rage 1 was pretty lackluster, so I think Rage 2 is going to probably also be lackluster. But at least it's going to be lackluster with really good graphics.
Spoken like
Oh
a
my
true
God,
gamer.
he said it at least
Spoken like a
lackluster
true
graphics.
gamer.
That's like
He's very realistic about this. His first was lackluster. The second one's probably going to lackluster, but with better graphics.
That's how it's going to be.
show?
That was great.
Yeah. Seth, what? Anything from you? Any likes,
No.
dislikes?
Oh God.
Now, when I remember watching Ethan back in the day and playing it at his house, I was like, this is whatever. I wasn't really too into it because it's like, Mad Max kind of like set off the whole wasteland desert kind of genre in games, and if you're doing that type of shit where it's like apocalypse type shit. However, I'm willing to give this game a try just for the sake that it's made by the people. What was the studio? I think
Id Software.
Id
Yeah.
Software. Those guys were behind Doom. Doom 2016 is one of my favorite fucking games. So if somehow id Software made this game good, I think it will be great. However, I still dislike the fact that, like how Jared said before, the first Rage game had more of a serious tone, and now they're kind of going off the wacky person who's been dehydrated for 3 weeks and now wants to kill everybody with a baseball bat and a bunny. Like I'm not really about that appeal. You know what I'm saying? Like how they were trying to do that with the whole HUWK thing in the beginning, kind of setting the tone for like the going into the trailer. But I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty cool. I mean, some people don't like how Bethesda's doing their first-person shooters. I know Ethan made a comment the other day where it's like, you can definitely tell when Bethesda makes a first-person shooter because it's so weird, it's so
Brink?
Doom-like or Quake-like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's what they're working with. But I personally really like that, and I think Rage 2 might be at least good, but has potential of being great.
Okay.
That's kind of like my take on Rage 2. I'm giving it more of a, a good than a meh.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Ethan, anything from you at all, or?
I feel like it's the type of game where if you're bored and you just want to play something without thinking and like actually caring about a story, then pick that up. But I would definitely not drop 60 on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
True.
I would just play it if I had nothing better to do. Just like it's like a TV show, like a TV show, just to have it running in the background if you're doing homework or something. You're not really paying attention.
Oh,
That type
I
of
got
thing.
you. Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, or like you're trying to go to sleep. It's like, all right, you know, you want to watch something, but you want to watch something that you've seen before so that you don't miss anything.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sometimes like I'll just put on just whatever, you know, fall asleep to it. TV turns off and everything like an hour in, and you know, but yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry, I'm ducking in and out, y'all.
Oh no, dude, you're good. So Doom Eternal was pretty interesting to see.
You already know.
I'm really glad that they called it Doom Eternal instead of like Doom 2, so that we know what Doom is what Doom.
Yeah.
Like, because like, you know, Doom 2016, it was just Doom. Like they could have just named it some like Doom, whatever, like with a extra title or something. I don't know, but it looks great. I have Doom as well. I haven't played all the way through it, but I've had a lot of fun with it. It's one of the few shooters that I've had most fun with in a very long time overall. Yeah. But
it's very metal.
It really heavy.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, you know, Bethesda's been hitting pretty hard with they went all out this year, honestly. Like it was 10 times better than Bethesda's Land thing. You know,
that was dumb.
That was so. It was like, oh, let's take a trip
that was
over.
pretty trash.
What the only thing that was new that they had? What was that? What was even like? There was all games that they already had out at the time.
Yeah, because I think the only IP they didn't really even touch on was Dishonored. There was nothing about Dishonored whatsoever.
I think they had Prey.
Yeah. Prey was there.
Prey was released before E3, so it was like, okay, and
well, okay. I mean,
or was it? I don't know.
I can't remember, but Wolfenstein Youngblood seemed pretty interesting as well.
What up?
What?
But before we get to the Wolfenstein, though, I just want to let you know that, like, if I get the chance, I'm pre-ordering that Doom game. You don't understand how much I love this 2016 Doom game.
Dude, it's a great game.
It's so good. Like it's a game that I could go to. Like I've had it for a while, and I beat the game recently. But beforehand, I was like, I'm not really feeling it. But then, like one day, I was like, you know what? I'm feeling it. And I haven't stopped playing that game for the longest. I beat the campaign. I'm starting up like the hardest difficulty campaign. I play the multiplayer. People still play the multiplayer, which is pretty cool. And like the snap map shit, that's amazing. It's like Forge mode for like people who create it, and then like people create some crazy shit. Somebody literally made the first Doom game in 4 maps, like literally textures from the old Dooms, and it's so. It's so
cool.
Good. It's so good. So like the next game and like how it's set on the hell's like breaking out on Earth, like there's nothing wrong that could come from this. It's such a simple but yet effective game. And Mick Gordon, by God, his fucking contribution to the musical score for this, holy shit! It just captures all the essence of Doom.
Dude, I didn't know a chainsaw could be a musical
instrument. Seth likes Doom.
I didn't
know a chainsaw could be a musical instrument.
Right, like holy shit.
That was actually pretty sweet, man. I mean, just
you know
overall.
It's so funny how you got Doom though, Seth. I'm just like,
how did you get Doom, Seth?
Well, the man that's speaking right now gave me
tell him the story.
Oh, Randy.
I remember first playing it by sharing Steam libraries with you, and after a while, something happened with my computer. I just lost the access to your library. I think you asked me, or did I ask you? I'm not entirely too sure. But
I was literally just like, "Hey, bro, do you want Doom?"
Yeah, he asked me, he was like, "You want Doom?" I'm thinking like, oh, probably like the first Doom or whatever. I'm like, no, like the new Doom. I'm like, well, shit, okay. And so he gives me access. How did you do that again?
I
had
straight up just had a key. Just like I was
Oh.
like,
Yeah, he was just like,
here's a key.
here's a key for 2016. Have fun. And I'm like, holy shit. And that's literally how I got it. And I started playing it. I'm just like, oh yes. Because
Where'd you get the key from?
I honestly, okay, if I were to like pinpoint where I got that key from, I'm assuming I got it from like buying a solid state or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like they always have those deals at like Micro Center.
Yeah.
Oh,
Buy
yeah,
a solid,
same,
buy a
man.
solid state, get Oblivion with all the DLC. Okay.
All
right, bet.
Skyrim for Alexa.
Oh my god. No, before we talk about that,
It wasn't even like I gave Randall money for like half of the payment, or I got it off a sale. It's like Randall was just like, here's Doom.
Thanks. And Seth fell in love.
Thanks.
No. What?
Okay.
That wasn't me this time. So we got now we got Wolfenstein and Youngblood. Now Matt, I know you're a big Wolfenstein fan.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this one? Because it's what is it? It's RJ's daughter. It's RJ's main character. From
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I'm down with that. I'm curious to see how they're gonna handle the aspect of it being. I mean, it's a co-op game now. Wolfenstein, to my knowledge, has never done that. So I wonder if it's gonna change the kind of feeling of the game. I don't care that it's two daughters. People are making a big hullabaloo about that, but if they're able to keep the same kind of atmosphere that Wolfenstein has always had, then I'm down.
Yeah, I think honestly, Matt's like the only one here who really like plays Wolfenstein. To be
I feel like I
honest.
would like them because I like when I like those that type of story where like it's like a what if something in the past happened differently. I like those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always found those like extremely interesting.
Yeah, no, it was really interesting. All right, from Doom, what else do we have? Oh, Fallout 76.
Well, hold on, we got Prey Moon Crash. So originally I thought this was gonna be a Prey 2, but it's not. It's a DLC.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
And what was interesting about this was that it was replayable, and they said each time you do it, it's like different. So hopefully not so different. Whereas it's like stories about the Destinies because that was too much different each time.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many decisions. Like in order to actually get the actual ending, you have to beat it like 16 times. Like obnoxious. But yeah. Okay. So now after we had the Quake guy. Oh.
How's everybody feeling tonight? Pretty hype? Just like a little hype or like crazy hype right now, right? Thanks. Hi, I'm Joshua Boyle, Community Manager for Quake Champions. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, the Quake guy. Holy crap! How can we forget about Quake guy?
God damn.
Quake guy.
What the hell was he wearing? What the hell was he wearing?
Quake guy.
You guys see his haircut? That was so weird.
Dude, his whole
It
getup
was
was just so
His
strange.
whole get it was
on some other shit.
It
Let me
was
tell
like
you that.
I was like, bro, what planet are you from, dog?
Oh my god.
What?
I think we can actually play Quake now. It's
Like
like
Yeah, I have it down.
Quake Champions.
Yeah, for this past week, it's free to play.
oh yeah,
this week.
I remember Ethan was talking
No, I think
about
it's
it.
just free if you download it.
It's a free to play trial this week, and you'll be able to experience the arena for yourself, absolutely free of charge. So there's like,
No, I'm pretty sure.
I'm just confused. I think it is going to be free,
So
but I
is the
feel
game
like they're not
free?
done with it.
Oh.
It's
I
a free
think it's
trial
free.
right now.
free if you download it now. It's one of those type.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Those
Because
games
I haven't
always look
downloaded
so
it.
clunky.
I played it. It's see the thing. Here's the thing about Quake and Doom and Wolfenstein. These games were out years ago. These games set the tone for FPS shooters. So it's like
Especially
they don't.
Doom.
If people still appreciate these types of games, so they're not gonna change their mechanics because it's like there's a certain community that likes these mechanics. So it's very fast paced. It's for the most part just no aiming down sights, and it's just pure accuracy driven and
Maybe
like
we should,
somewhat
like,
hit
try it out
scan,
one
but
time.
not all the way hit scan. So with Quake Champions, there's no exception. Like I played it maybe like 3 or 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like that. You have like an assault rifle that you shoot with, but it's like you can't aim down sights because Quake first came out. It's like it wasn't like that. You had to
I
fucking.
kind of like games like that though, or shooters in general.
It's really gritty too, or at least it tries to be. You know.
Yeah.
Also, too, it implements like heroes, kind of like the best comparison I can make is like Overwatch, where every hero has certain health stats and armor stats, and they have like an ability. I know there's one guy who has like a stick grenade or something like that. There's
Or like
another
Team
guy.
Fortress 2, kind of.
Yeah, there's another guy who can like charge into a wall. There's one person who can like run and like leave like a stream of like energy. If you get caught in it, you explode. They even have BJ Blazkowicz and Doom Guy in there too. So
Doom Guy
literally just mad as
Doom
shit,
Guy
just
just
punches everything. And then BJ Blazkowicz, I think he uses 2 guns. I haven't used them, but I don't know. For some reason, the online service is kind of like iffy. Bethesda, being single player oriented mostly, they're like, how does multiplayer work? So like
that is very true.
So like the servers are kind of ass, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's pretty good for what I've played.
Huh. Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
now, speaking of multiplayer, so we have 2 more things that are like multiplayer oriented from Bethesda's
Oh, yes,
thing.
right. Forgot.
The
about
first
it.
one was Elder Scrolls Online, and then Fallout 76. But when Fallout 76, like once we start talking about Fallout 76, we're going to talk about Todd Howard the rest of the time. But,
So,
but the-
Elder Scrolls Online it is.
yeah. So Elder Scrolls Online, they didn't really announce anything because they already knew it was coming. But the guy was like on the stage, it was like, oh, he looks so nervous. It was like we all just wanted to give him a hug.
Oh yeah, no, he did a fantastic job.
Yeah,
It's
he
like
did- he
he
did a
really
really good
just
job.
wanted to get the information out there, and he's like, listen, this is what we're working on, and this is what you guys are going to be able to play within the next few months. And he was just very excited for him and his team.
Yeah, and so they're adding even more story expansions after Somerset. They didn't really say what, and they have another dungeon pack coming out. But Somerset came out on June 11th, so it was like the Monday after E3. So everybody was able to play that. Brings you to the Somerset Isles, freaking high elves being jackasses again. But yeah, fun. There's nothing really there.
And
then-
fun and stuff.
And then yeah, we still got to do a play thing. Like we downloaded that shit, Chris. Start.
Yeah,
Start
no,
playing.
we actually, okay. I'm thinking we should probably do like a let's play or something.
Because our plan was to like figure out like what the stupidest class and race combo is to play as, and then play as.
Yeah,
those.
like we both bought the game. We're like, all right, when are we gonna,
like do it.
do
Yeah,
it? And we're like, what? Yeah,
It's
cool.
like, yeah,
sure.
this is good money. Yeah. And
Good
then
money.
and so then after that that was introducing Elder Scrolls. Then Pete Hines come on stage, say some stuff. He's really happy, he's really cheerful. And then you had Todd Howard come on stage. And that was where all the fun began.
Oh my god, sorry about that. my thank yous. God Howard. God.
So
The Todd.
so
the man.
he knows.
The myth, the legend.
So not only did he shed some light on what Fallout 76 was, he also informed us that they're working. They gave us an Elder Scrolls 6 teaser trailer, and they indicated that they are legitimately working on Starfield, and that it is in fact
it's a new IP. It's a new thing.
new IP and a new like space opera thing. So yeah.
Now,
opera.
I want to, unless you had something else to say, I wanted to kind of shed my piece about 76
Oh yeah.
because I was talking about this with my roommate earlier. I'm willing to give this game a shot. It looks fun. I think this game caters to the people who, for the longest, to my knowledge, people who are like, I want an online Fallout game.
Yeah.
So I think this game is perfect. because with Fallout 4's settlement building and shit, it's like the settlement thing was kind of like a inclusion more so of a necessity for Fallout 4. It felt like, you doing a story, you're like, oh, I gotta find my son, blah blah blah. I'm going over here and here and here. You go save the guys from the Minutemen, and they're like, by the way, settlements, don't fucking forget. All right, go on your adventure. It was like, okay, I guess I can do settlements.
It's just kind of there.
But it was just kind of just there. This game kind of revolves around that because this happens, I think, 20 years? So like
This is like just like a year after the Fallout happens or something.
Well, it's like very close to after.
Yeah. You're the first people to emerge from the vaults after.
Right. These guys are the first people to emerge after the bombs. So the only people that you see are other players. So the other NPCs, feral ghouls, what other fucking other shits I saw, it looked like a fucking walking tooth or some shit. But that's all. The interactions are between the NPCs. I think that's fucking cool. I don't know how they're gonna implement it into a story because it's such a multiplayer themed game. But if you think about it, that vault jump started all the other clans and shit that you see in other Fallout games. So if you think about it, in some way, shape, or form, everybody is somewhat related to Vault Tech that's alive after the bombs. That are not ghoul per se. Yeah. So any raiders or let's say from New Vegas to Caesar's Legion, right? Those guys are products of 76 and other vaults alike, where they jump started creating shit for America after that. So it's pretty cool to kind of make a concept. If you think about it a little hard, that you're basically jump starting either something good like the NCR, or you're creating. I feel fucking cannibal clans.
It's really hitting it on the head of what Bethesda's games are about, which were about making your own decisions. I feel like this one just pushes that as far as they can push it. You can from and whatever you want. When you're Todd Howard, he also mentioned that when you're exploring the world, there's no friendly fire thing, I mean not friendly, not there's no mode where you just go in there and you're not going to run into another player. There's also no mode where you're just going to go in there and run into another player and you can't harm them. It's all the players can kill you whenever they want if they want to.
Mm-hmm. But if they don't want to gang up and kill you, they can do it.
Yeah, and that is I think going to be very interesting. Everybody's going to be on their toes. Mm-hmm. Let's say you see somebody moving around, it's oh hey, it's you would talk in your microphone hey buddy, and then let's say nobody responds, you're okay, I'm walking the other direction,
right,
yeah.
What else was I gonna say? So in terms of the lore, I don't know how deep the game is gonna go into you making factions or whatever. I don't know what the story will have to offer for you, and if it's just you making settlements against other people.
I feel
that's one thing I'm worried about.
I feel when they said NPCs would only be other players, I don't know. I feel they were just forgetting about ghouls, the not feral ghouls,
Yeah. So
because I don't see that being another player, because a ghoul in a vault wouldn't make sense.
So it's the only thing I'm kind of scared about is it just going to be building settlements online, or will they have some sort of way that you can jumpstart future groups and clans, or can you create something that maybe you created the Caesar's Legion? Maybe there was an interview after the show through a YouTube exclusive with Todd Howard, and he explained that you would still be getting quests, but not from the other players. You would get them from so how in the other Bethesda games you can they're found quests, you read a journal entry or something, or you read a terminal entry, or you discover a location and then your character just automatically figures that they have to do something there. It'd be similar like that. It would be uncovering things that you have to do, and I guess your character would just have their own initiatives and own objectives, much like in other Bethesda games. But I don't know. Okay, so then let's say it is other Bethesda games, complete. Let's say you got an inventory capacity. It's well, who do you go to sell shit?
Like he also said that other NPCs would be like robots, but it's like, so are all the robots just gonna be merchants? Like, I don't.
Yeah, there's too many. Like for the hardcore Fallout fan, there's too many questions in terms of trade, in terms of like, of course you know that you can do stuff. Like, what is there to do?
Yeah,
Like,
and like
can
how
you
would it
do
be
you
different?
jump start like trying to find water or some shit? Because like I know that was the whole thing in Fallout 3. Like you gotta go try Project Purity and like jumpstart the shit to get clean water instead of having water.
Yeah.
Like how is this gonna affect this game in the beginning? Like were there people outside of
The vaults that
uh
survived, like just regular humans.
right, like
Yeah,
was that like a just a maybe he messed up on the words? Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
So that's the thing I'm worried about, but I welcome the idea because I remember when they released information about Elder Scrolls Online, I was like, holy shit, this is Skyrim Online. No, it is
No,
not.
it's not.
It's a what is it called, like an MMO basically.
Yeah, it's an MMO.
And it's like yes and no. That's not what I wanted. This game kind of goes on the way that I wanted Skyrim to be when I heard Elder Scrolls 6 online.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls.
Now what also another things I'm kind of worried about. Now he said the map is 4 times the size of Fallout 4, right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
does that mean for like how much of a toll is this game going to take on your shit? Like, are there going to be loading screens? Is this game just going to be completely everything is open all the time? Is it going to be like Destiny where you like you can see other people but can't do shit to them because it's a safe area, or like
He
there's
said
a lot
there's
of
gonna be,
questions,
like, no safe areas.
right?
In
So like
that interview afterwards.
he's giving us a lot of information where it's like yes, 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 but at the same time you got to think about it. Like, so you mean to tell me I can literally just leave my vault and like somebody who's been there for like forever can like gun my shit down? Like, also too,
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
how does death work? Are these characters, or is this just like a game and you spawn randomly? Like, do you save your shit with a character and you hopefully you don't die? Is your settlement able to be destroyed while you're gone? Like there's so many questions that I have about the game, but at the same time, I can see myself investing in it. When it comes out, which is this year too, which is pretty cool. Was it October or November 14th, something like that? Somewhere around there in October, November.
I feel like.
So it's like I definitely am gonna get it, but I have a lot of questions going in. And also, like I said before, Bethesda, it says they're gonna have dedicated servers. Bethesda still doesn't know how to online that much, so
That's very true. They really don't. I mean, sorry, I had to step out here for a second, but I remember so many people are complaining about like like as you were talking about stuff like the whole Fallout Online thing, and everyone's like, well, I don't know how I feel about that. There's this one guy on Twitter, I'm not going to name any names, but he's like, oh, running it into the ground. I've seen it on our Twitter when I was, going through it, and I was just thinking, like, well, they did say, like Pete Hines said, like weeks ago, before they even released Fallout 76, where like they did the little teaser stream thing and whatnot. They said that if you think that this is going to be a traditional single player RPG Fallout game, then you're going to be very disappointed. And they told us. They told us not to expect that, and that's not what I was expecting at all. I mean, I think it's going to be pretty cool, honestly.
like, yeah, I still think it's gonna be a good game, but like, even though he says not to expect that, kind of can't do that with this game. Like, the whole premise of it is like you're a vault that starts off after the bomb shop. You're the first people to get out there.
Right.
So that means any other people you have were from that vault. So is that it in terms of the story, like the lore aspect? Is that it from like in terms of kind of like 76 being a non-canon game with the Fallout universe? Like, oh, theoretically, you could have started the Caesar's Legion, or you could have
Is it
started.
not canon? I thought it was canon.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like with a game that's ambitious in terms of its multiplayer aspect, how can we factor this into anything Fallout universe wide?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I see. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So how did the Brotherhood of Steel start? Does it come from 76? Does everything originate from 76?
I'm assuming so, because he said this is a prequel to all the other games. I don't know.
So like, does that mean that people like spread out from this little vault? Because like, it seems unlikely unless there are other 76s out there, not necessarily in terms of the number, but like there are other vaults out there that were just like, oh yeah, bombs drop, go out there, populate. So that's where I'm worried, but at the same time, I've been I've been told like not to worry about it. So it's like,
I wouldn't really worry about it. I don't know. Ethan,
But-
what do you think about? Is Ethan here?
Are we talking about the Vault?
Yeah,
The
or
Vault's
just the
Fallout
game in
76.
general.
I'm curious because like I never like really got into the scene of online games, but I would watch Twitch streams of it just to have it in the background. And if I'm hoping it's not going to be like just some like online game where it's separate. You could tell it's online and not like really just like a solid story based thing. I hope it has its own story and like it can like I don't know, not feel different, like not feel too different from all other Fallout games. If that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, Seth, yeah, you guys both made some pretty good points because I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to wait and see when it comes out. It comes out like November 14th, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm just very, very excited for 76 in general. And yeah, I don't know. What's up? What's up, Jared?
No.
Oh, I just wanted to get to the.
Oh no, yeah, that's wrong.
I wanted to get to the. Todd
they
Howard,
talked about
you beautiful,
they
beautiful
talked
man.
about Elder Scrolls Blades. No, that's not like the highlight. It's not the highlight. It's not the highlight.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it.
However, I mean, just briefly, okay, so this is what basically be like. So I'm gonna attribute it to like the old like Elder Scrolls 1 and 2, which are Arena and Daggerfall. Those were kind of like this, like you have specific areas that you do explore a little bit, but then you like travel to other ones and do little things. But what's cool about this game is it's a mobile game and it's free. And he also said that they would be bringing it to everything else as well, not just mobile.
Switch. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like multiple platforms.
Just bring everything to the Switch.
Which is-
Literally.
Yeah, and so and so speaking of important
And I'd
things
be a
of the
happy
platforms, they had that key get
The what?
with the Alexa.
Oh yeah, the Alexa skit that they did. Oh my gosh, that was freaking hysterical. Like,
Like,
he was like, "You're all out of health potions. You're all on health potions. Eat all of my cheese."
Do I have any cheese? You have 376 wheels of cheese. Eat all.
That's literally how it is, though. You be like, oh shit, I got like 40 apples.
Yeah.
Right.
Watch your health slowly go back
And
up.
then his wife comes over. It's like, honey, remember what the doctor told you? You gotta stay away from dairy. He's like, oh, okay, no problem. And then she walks away and then whispers like, eat all of it. Eat all that shit.
Eat all of the cheese. Whispers over. That was and it's a real thing. Like he wasn't joking about that at all. Like everyone thought it was just like a gag. Like a little
They
skit.
made it as a joke, according to Todd Howard. Like they made
Yeah.
the port as a joke, but they did make it.
Yeah, when Devin showed me that, I was like, "What?" I'm like, "I need to try this out." But
And so, yeah, that was cool. And then,
oof, Todd
round up-
Howard,
to round up what he
did
did.
it again. Every
He
single
did
time they
it
bring out Todd
again.
Howard, you know something big's gonna happen. We got two huge surprises.
Got that Elder. We got that. Well, no. Okay,
We got
how do we?
Starfield.
We started with that Starfield like teaser trailer. It's like it showed like if you remember like the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey, it had like that same type of opening. So it's like a planet like, drawing out and the sun's coming up behind the planet.
And then,
that's all we saw. That was all we saw, right?
That's literally all we saw.
And then you hear like some trumpets, you're like, oh, this is familiar, and then you see like mountains, and then you hear that familiar tune.
Dude,
like,
I knew what he was talking
this
about.
This is the Elder Scrolls theme.
He's like, we're also working on something else. I was like, whoa!
And he goes, and it's like you emerge from steamy mountains and shit, and then go down to another range that looks kind of like a not barren wasteland, but just like some sort of plainy area and rocky, and then mountains in the south. And it turns out it's the Elder Scrolls 6.
Rocky Top.
People have already in his interview, Todd said that there's stuff there for fans to pick apart in that trailer, and people have picked it apart. I picked it apart like even before we. I think I said it in one of our last videos. It was before
everyone was always been speculating to see where the next one was gonna be.
I predicted where it was gonna be before it was even announced from our
all the signs
from our third party video.
Yeah. Click the card above it.
So people have analyzed it. It's gonna take place so the camera is panning from north to south, and the sun is on the right side. So from traveling down from north to south, the sun is on the right side. Okay, it's a setting sun in the west, because in the Elder Scrolls universe, the sun still sets in the west and everything. So then there's ocean, right? So people have determined that this is actually High Rock and Hammerfell. So High Rock is where all of the Bretons are from, and Hammerfell is where all the Redguards are from. And this makes sense because of the story in Skyrim, which is you're facing the Thalmor, which are elves, and they're trying to conquer everything. And the last line of defense against the elves is located in Hammerfell with the Redguards, to the point where the population in Hammerfell doesn't even know about the Thalmor. Like they're that good at fighting it off. So it just makes sense.
And plus, I think Hammerfell is a better name for a Elder Scrolls title instead of Elder Scrolls 6 High Rock. It'd be Hammerfell. It just makes more sense. It rolls off the tongue better.
Well, High Rock also isn't big enough. High Rock is like
High Rock might be.
It was a DLC in Skyrim. Like
what?
It was a DLC in Skyrim. High Rock.
I thought that was Morrowind.
No, for Skyrim, wasn't the DLC going for the Dragonborn DLC?
No, that was an island of Morrowind.
Oh, that's Raven Rock. Never mind.
Yeah, Raven Rock was a city, and the island was called Solstheim.
Right. No, I honestly think overall Bethesda, they started off beginning. I was like, and then they finished really strong, and bringing Todd Howard out. You know, he's always going to announce something big, so it's always a good time when he's on stage. He's very calm, cool, collected. He is the Azor Ahai, the prince that was promised to.
Oh my God.
There you go. Your little Game of Thrones reference right there for all you Game of Thrones fans.
Nerd.
House Targaryen all the way.
Nerd.
Just saying, whatever. But Team Slytherin. Anyway, but I just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, it was it was a great show by them. Honestly, at first I was a little worried when I first saw Rage. I'm like, well, at least they're getting that out of the way. If anything,
you gotta start off bad. You can lower their expectations, then you can bring them up later.
Pretty much.
Feel bad.
Like, let's knock them down now and then build up there. No, it was good. I honestly, I would give it a 8.5. No, you know what? I'm dividing
it in half, though. I divide it in half, right?
You what?
The Bethesda Game Studios part, that's a 10 out of 10. Everything before that, I don't know, like a 3 out of like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on what you were interested in general. Yeah. Because a lot of people got hyped for Prey, honestly, and Wolfenstein and Doom, of course. So I don't know. Overall, I'll give them 9 out of 10.
I think
put them up there with Xbox.
Right.
For me, because I personally enjoyed like the potential that Rage can give, minus a little stupid physical thing. I personally like Rage. I fucking love Doom. Quake Champions, it was like, okay, all right. I mean, I'm not too familiar with Quake. I played a lot of Unreal Tournament, but never really played too many Quake games. But I'll give it a go. The Wolfenstein thing is like, all right, I'm interested. And then 76, I'm pretty much gonna get the game.
Oh,
Starfield, I was like, I was nice to see confirmation that it was a thing and not just rumor and speculation.
Yeah, they trademarked that like 3 years ago. So it's
The
been a
fucking
while.
this Elder Scrolls shit. I was convinced. I convinced myself to not expect that. I was like, do not expect anything for Elder Scrolls 6. Todd Howard is a bitch when it comes to that. No, he actually
How
released
dare
this shit.
you insult
So
me.
I was like, oh, all right. That's pretty cool. Overall, I think I give the Bethesda conference. I think I give it a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
that's pretty I think for me, that's like right there until we talk about Xbox. Like that's the highest score for right now.
Right.
So
No, yeah, I know what you mean. Ethan, what's your? You cannot talk today.
I got you.
Do you have a score?
For Bethesda, are we doing out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might as well just do it out of 10. It's just easier.
I would give it a 6 or a 7.
I got you. I could totally understand. I feel like it had a little bit for everybody. Like pretty much whoever plays a Bethesda game, like, or not, or one of their studios, someone walked away with with a smiling face, especially the people who were, excuse me, actually there. But Matt, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Well, I mean, any last remarks for it? Any last thoughts?
No, I'd say
opinions, concerns?
overall for Bethesda, it was one of the more solid third party to me. Just for the fact that for third party announcements that they made, again, it was a lot of things that people didn't necessarily see coming. New Wolfenstein, especially for the fact that Wolfenstein just released this past year.
Right.
The new Doom, people have been speculating for a while, but there's really been no word on a Doom sequel coming out. Yeah, definitely better than Bethesda Land.
Anything's better than Bethesda. Randy, are you there? Randy. Okay, never mind. Randy's gone. But yeah, I think this about wraps it up. We're hitting around like the 47-minute mark. Thank you all for tuning in, and thanks everyone for coming on, and all you wonderful Broke Boys out there within our little friend group. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like our content. Again, we're just friends having a good time. We kind of just like doing this stuff because we have some pretty interesting conversations, honestly, just in general. But yeah, we will see you guys in the next one.